It is crazy that at 28 years old, I finally figured it out. Hey, you, the perfect romantic relationship that we all dream about, it doesn't exist. You know it. The one that social media, books, everything around us is always pushing. Unfortunately, it is not real. And as much as that hurts, it is the truth. Let me break it down to you in this video. Hey you, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Petty, and thank you so much for joining me on yet another video. Thank you. If you are a new subscriber, go on and subscribe right now. Subscribe. There you go. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I love you. I see your love. I see the comments, and go on and comment comment and like and share to anyone you think will benefit from this. Today's topic is kind of juicy, and I've decided to title it, Hey You, the perfect romantic relationship, the perfect romantic love. It does not exist. Enjoy. If you have watched this video, you already know how I shared that for a long period, or for 7 years, I just was not doing anything. I was focusing on myself. I was focusing on my career. And I realized that recently, that even in those 7 years, the way that I was viewing relationship, the perspective that I had on boys or on brothers, it was all wrong. There's nothing wrong with having standards. As ladies, you should be having standards. And ladies and both gentlemen should be having standards, and there's nothing wrong about that. But in my case, I realized that I had the wrong ones. He's supposed to be, if he's gonna come, he's supposed to have A, B, C, D. He's supposed to do A, B, C, D. Or it's supposed to happen like it happened to so and so. It's supposed to happen like how it happened to this kind of person. That was what I had in mind. And it was only now that I kind of realized that it's not the case. Love is not perfect, and that's what makes it beautiful. Bible, we actually learn from Corinthians what love is. Let me just put this on. Corinthians, Paul taught us in Corinthians 1 verse 13, 4-5. It says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast. It is not proud, it does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrong. So Paul had to actually give us I feel like the whole Bible actually teaches us, like Jesus was teaching us a lot about love. Love yourself, love your neighbor. I was about to say love yourself. Love your neighbor as yourself. You have often heard you're supposed to hate your neighbor, love your neighbor, love those who do good, and hate those and hate your enemy. But I tell you, love your enemy. So he was actually teaching us a lot about love. And I think Paul then went coming to break it down for us to say, okay, what then is this love? Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast. And that is my understanding of love. So let me just keep this on. So that I don't miss my notes. So I'm going to start with this narrative of Mr. or Mrs. Right, or I'm waiting for my Mr. Right. I'm waiting for my soulmate, my Mrs. Right. Unfortunately, Mr. Right does not exist. This was my first realization when I finally came into this, world of love, romantic and but not. Mr. Right does not exist. You want a guy who's caring, who buys you gifts, loves God, serves in the church, is kind, understanding, takes you out, is tall, dark, and handsome. All of that on that person. There's nothing wrong with desiring everything. However, finding someone who ticks everything on your list, that is not realistic. That's unrealistic. I was actually listening to a podcast recently where this other lady was explaining, and she was saying that people nowadays, or young people, or just people in the dating scene, they treat dating like it's in the supermarket, where they just drive with their trolley and say that I pick A, I pick B, I choose a person who is caring, I choose a person who is like, you expect whoever is gonna come to have that criteria that you have listed, or you think that if I don't get exactly that, then he's not it. Like we treat like it's like we are treating dating like that. Yet that is being driven by such things as social media. I think I'm gonna be touching a little bit on that later. We always see posts on social media like, if he does not do this, he's not the one, or if she is not like this, or she's not your soulmate. There's someone out there. There's someone out there who will get you, who will understand you, who will fit perfectly for you. All that narrative that is being pushed, which is, as some people can find it very truthful. Yes, you will find someone who will connect with you, whom you will be able to say, okay, this person, but you will never find someone who's perfect. And you know how it is, where the right one will not make you cry. The right one will not make you cry. True, relationships are complicated. And some point, the other person is going to say something that is going to make you, like, what can I say? The other person is going to say something that is going to get you on your heart. And then you're just like, and then you're sad, or in some cases you actually cry. And it's not that they are not the right person, it's just that person, like any other relationship, it's just a misunderstanding. You just didn't get to understand each other, so you are crying. Or at some point another person will do this and it's going to touch you in a certain way. It doesn't mean that they are not like your person. It just means that in that moment we just didn't get along. So I feel like that is the reason why Paul had to break it down for us, to say that love is kind, love is patient. He knew that people are going to meet and they will not really get to understand, okay, what then is love? Because you're just supposed to love your neighbor, love the other person. But what does it mean? And he was now breaking it down for us. If he knew that we were going to find the perfect person for us, there was no need for him to actually teach us to say, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not burn. It is doing for the others, it's caring, it's doing, like, it's selfless. That's what he was teaching us. And I feel like that is where the Mr. Right or Mrs. Right does not exist. It's just work from both ends. And at this point in time, I just want to say that I'm not an experienced person, guys. I'm not. I just have little to zero experience. But I love to learn. I'm someone who loves to learn, and I'm also in a phase in my life where I'm trying to apply everything that I'm learning. So I'm not 100% clueless, but I'm just someone who is teaching you what I am from my zero to my little to zero experience. The perfect relationship, it does not exist as well. And from my small Nyana experience, relationships are a lot of work. They are a lot of work. It's two people that are imperfect, that are saying, okay, we want to make this work. Pano toda Jesu, pano toda kushandwa, pano toda nyacha zamwari. I was watching the other day this other podcast as well, as this person is actually, this lady is sort of like a marriage counselor. I was actually talking, and she said that we expect the other person to be perfect, yet we are not perfect. You get what I'm saying? Like I said before, that we are not treating it like a grocery store where you get in and then you're just putting, okay, I want him to be caring, I want him to be, and then if he doesn't later fit into that specific criteria, it's like, no, I don't want. So from what he was saying that we see what is wrong in the other person. Like, let's say we are together, you're seeing what is wrong in the other person, and you're like, he's not like this, like this, like this, like this, I don't like it anymore. But have you ever like turned that situation around? What is that person seeing? Probably is also seeing the same thing that you are seeing. Like, okay, this person, they are like A, B, C, D, and I don't like that, but they are actually sacrificing to be like with you, and you on the other saying, you're saying, I cannot sacrifice. Then it now becomes unfair. It now becomes not like on this, what do you say, not equal. What we have are relationships where one person can say, my partner is kind, my partner is loving, my partner is sweet. However, they can be a little harsh sometimes, or they can be very harsh sometimes. Or she is very sweet, she's very caring, she's very warm, but somehow I feel like she's very slow, or she takes things, the way that she processes things, that's just how it is. And nevertheless, that other person or this other person is saying, I'm still choosing to love that person despite their flaws. What I am just saying in this video is, just because of the narrative that is being pushed on social media, because of the narrative that the world is just showing us, I hope you don't lose the person that is intended for you, just because, like what I said, you've painted a certain picture in your mind to say that they should be like this. Yes, have your core values, like they should be a Christian, they should have be a message believer, kind, they should just bring peace. But also leave that room to know that we are not perfect. All of us are not perfect. As much as they can have those core values, sometimes they can not act as perfect. They are not that perfect, they might not want to take you out, they might not want to do all these things, but then that doesn't mean that they are a bad person, and that doesn't mean that they don't love you. If they are not like this, then they are not for me. No, that's not it. What social media is selling for us, it is not true. It is not true. When we then remove that social media experience, okay, you finally found that person that wants to, that social media is portrayed, but what kind of a person is he really inside? Like, as a person, what kind of a person is he? How does she or he behave under pressure, or when not given a certain thing, what does he react like? I hope you open your heart to a kind and a nice person, despite or not having all of this. I hope they are kind, I hope they bring you peace, and I hope they are willing to try, to say, okay, let's make it work. Let's try A, B, C, D. Let's work it out. And not to say that if they don't do this, then it's out. Don't forget to pray about everything. So this is just my encouragement. I hope you learned something from this video. What they are teaching us, or what they're showing us, what the world is showing us, it is not real. Go back to the word of the God. Listen to messages, listen to sermons. I think you'll find your answer there. And in times when you are confused, run to the word of God. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope you have learned something, and God bless you. Bye bye.